Hello, and welcome to True 100% Plus episode 30. Hooray, we did it. Another arbitrary milestone episode. Woo, every 10 episodes, woo. Yeah, so this episode is the 10 multiplier. Multiple of 10, that's it. There you go, I got there at the end. This episode is a multiple of 10, which means we do the commentary things. So yeah, this episode I'm going to be answering a load of questions that people spammed in my YouTube comment section for the last episode, which is good because I asked them to, obviously. And yeah, I'm going to answer a load of questions while I do a really, really boring thing in the background that I'm glad I don't have to actually commentate. So yeah, I normally do really monotonous, boring things on these episodes. And yeah, this is a conclusion for the past few episodes. Well, it's a continuation, I guess. So yeah, the last two episodes were vehicle collecting episodes. The first one, which was cars and other vehicles, land vehicles. The second one, which was planes and helicopters. This one is I think, conclusion to the land ones. I think I've got every land vehicle I can at the start of the game now. I'm not sure, I'll have to look through the list. But yeah, this is just me getting the rest of the land vehicles. But before I move on to commentary and explaining what I'm doing and such, I do want to say that last episode, a lot of people were saying that I missed the crop duster, and I would encourage you to watch the end of the last episode, like all the way to the end until YouTube says there's no more video, because a lot of people stopped watching when I said goodbye and stuff, and yeah, there was a bit at the end. So I actually missed the crop duster until like I'd finished editing and I edited it in at the end. But one thing that I did miss was the beagle. There's a glitched beagle you can get, and I forgot all about it. So yeah, I will have to do that in another episode. But I'm thinking of a possible theme for an episode that could be part of. So yeah, I'll get that another episode. Don't worry. This episode is me obviously answering questions, but in the background I will be using Vigilante to collect a load of rare vehicles. And I have the list here. I have it's the hot knife. So these are all the vehicles I'm gonna get. So it's the hot knife, the Phoenix, the Euros, the Comet, the Club, the Infernus, the Banshee, the Alpha, the Esperantoso, I can't say that word, the Jester, the Messer, the Stallion, the Tampa, the Tractor, and the Windsor. Now, obviously not all of those vehicles, not obviously, but not all of those vehicles will spawn in Vigilante, but I find the other ones just while I'm doing Vigilante. So yeah, how this works is you start Vigilante, and on levels 1 to 2, you can have 2-door cars, because there's only 1 or 2 people. Like level 1 there's 1 person, level 2 there's 2. And you check what vehicle it is. So here I got a Jester that spawned. So I chased it down and then I can take the vehicle. So, hooray, Jester done. So that's Jester off the list. I actually live streamed this, but I have also added audio into the background. So I recorded the audio separately because some people in my YouTube comments shouted at me for being a moron that didn't know how to record audio separately. So thank you for that. So yeah, I recorded the audio separately for this. So even though I live streamed it, we can still hear the game. Whoa! But it was quite funny on the live stream because I didn't know many of these cars by name. So I had absolutely no idea what they were, and yeah, me and my chat had a fun time. All of the 2-door sports cars like the Jester and the Euros and the Alpha and whatever, the can't remember the other one of it. They all look really similar, and it was really hard to find out which one was which. Also here, this Remington I'm chasing, I thought it was an Esperantoso. I still can't say that word, but it turns out it wasn't, which was quite funny. But yeah, anyway, can't remember where I was going with this. Yeah, so those are all the vehicles I'm going to get. Like I said, I think that's all the land vehicles done now. I'm sure someone will correct me if I'm wrong, but this should be done with car collecting now. Right. I guess that's all there is to explain. I'm just gonna use Vigilante Oh yeah, sometimes even though you shoot the driver, they keep driving. It's really weird. But anyway, yeah, so I'm just going to drive around, start Vigilante, check what car it is. If it's the wrong car, I'll cancel Vigilante, drive away, find another car. If it's the right car, I'll stop it and get in it, etc, etc. Yeah, that's all that I'm doing for 2 hours and 5 minutes. And now I'm out of commentary for the game, so I guess we will move on to YouTube commenter questions. So yeah, most of this episode, well, I guess 2 hours exactly of this episode is going to be me answering YouTube questions. I tried to find ones that I think I haven't answered before. I asked people to only ask ones that I haven't answered before. That was a weird sentence. But obviously, you guys don't remember every question I've answered, and I don't remember every question I've answered, so yeah, there might be a few repeats, but yeah, we'll see. Okay, so this first block of questions comes in from SayCap, I think. Say that? And they ask, the first question is, in the last episode... Oh, did it record... Oh... Did you hear that? That's a problem. I didn't think of that. Okay, we have my Twitch alert sound in the video. Oh, I can't do anything about it, whatever. Just enjoy that. Okay, yeah, the first question. In the last episode, you said you don't like SGDQ. Why exactly? Okay, it's a really complicated, like, in-house speedrunner problem. And it's really long, complicated, and it's also hard to criticize them because they raise millions of dollars for charity. So I'm not going to go into it too much, but basically there's loads of like behind-the-scenes drama and politics and shit behind it all that a lot of speedrunners don't agree with, but even more do agree with it and do it. But yeah, so it's not like I hate it. Like, again, you know, they raise millions of dollars for charity. They can't really complain too much, can I? And obviously it's, you know, people know what speedrunning is now because of them. So it's not exactly that bad. But I don't like them for a few reasons. Personal reasons, I guess. But it's also the fact that it's in America, and I can't really go to it anyway, so even if I did wanted to, I really don't think I could, so yeah, I can't remember exactly what I said last episode, but yeah. It's not really anything I'm gonna, like, throw shade around online for. It's just, like, you know, I'm not even sure if I'm right, or it's just a load of people being shitters and, like, you know, about certain details and whatnot, but yeah, whatever. But the one thing I will say that annoys me is that, people take it as representing all of speedrunning. Like, a lot of people, the only speedruns they ever watch is GDQ, and they assume that's like the entire community and it represents the entire community and stuff, when it isn't. First of all, it's like American mostly. It's like 90% American and Canadian and Mexican people, I guess. Like, you know, like American continent people. And like, I don't know, 10% Europe. That's probably, I'm just throwing fake numbers out, obviously, but yeah, you know, get what I'm saying. There's a whole lot of speedrunning that isn't GDQ, but a lot of people just know about GDQ, and that's not GDQ's fault. They're just really popular. My complaint is that I just wish other things were even vaguely as popular. Okay. Anyway, next question. Do you think this series is affecting your GTA SA speedrun abilities in a negative way? Short answer, no. Long answer, I really don't think so, because if I wasn't doing this, I wouldn't be playing SA at all. I would be doing something different. And not playing the game at all is probably a lot worse than playing the game casually a lot. And also, I'm kind of play like I do if I was speedrunning anyway. I always try to drive like as quickly as possible and take optimal routes and stuff most of the time. He says as he drives over a hill. But yeah, I don't think it does it all. It probably helps, if anything. I haven't done a speedrun in a while, but yeah, just, you know, it keeps the knowledge and the muscle memory and stuff of the game in my head. Not speedrun specific, like the missions and stuff, but just the, you know, base gameplay itself. Okay, if you end this series and you are still alive, are you going to do true 100% plus of another game? Yeah, I have some ideas for other games. I don't know if I want to say any of them, because someone might take my idea. Or, like, people might be excited for them, and then I'll have to be, yeah, well, it's not happening for, like, 16 years or whatever. Sorry. You're gonna have to excuse the coughing. This is like 2 hours of commentary, and I really don't want to have to like micromanage the editing and stuff. So yeah, whenever I do these commentary episodes, I normally leave the recording in mostly raw. So yeah. Anyway, yeah, I have some other ideas. It was not the games you would expect though. It's like not GTA games. Like I don't know enough about 3 or Vice City to do anything vaguely similar in those. I don't know enough about, like, 4, or probably could do Gay Tony, but that wouldn't be interesting because there's not a lot to do. And, like, the later games, you know, like 4, 5 and that lot, probably aren't suited to this sort of thing. So it wouldn't be any GTA games. Probably wouldn't be any Rockstar games. I don't know. There's only really one game I have a solid idea for, and it's not really a true 100% plus thing. It's more of like a challenge playthrough where I just set myself a really dumb challenge and try to beat the game keeping that challenge. The problem with the game I have in mind is that I don't think it would attract the correct audience, and I don't know if a lot of people that watch this series would care about that, so probably won't ever happen. I might do an episode of it, just a few episodes just for fun, you know, just to show the challenge and how I would go about doing it, but apart from, like, the beginnings and stuff, I'm not sure how interesting it would be later on. Like, the challenge I have in mind would be really tough at the start of the game, but as the game gets on, it'd probably be a lot easier. But yeah, I have some ideas. I might just do something completely different. I like the idea of, like, having a Let's Play, but with, like, in-depth knowledge of the game and glitches and, you know, speedrun knowledge and whatnot, and playing a game like in a really technical way. I really like that idea. I think it has a name called like a super play. I'm not sure. I think I've heard that name before. But yeah, there's probably other examples of this sort of thing online. Like I said, Swordless Link's Let's Play with Glitches is where I got the vague idea for this from. So yeah, there are like other things online and stuff. But yeah, so I would probably... I don't know what I'll do when this series finishes. I don't think I should think about it. I think I should just worry about finishing the series. Okay, and last question from them. From all the new tricks you have learned on this series, what's the most important / useful / mind-blowing one in your opinion? The most mind-blowing one is probably the Hydra. Like, being able to get the Hydra at the start of the game is pretty ridiculous. And, like, the method needed to do it's really, really crazy. It's not useful, though. If you mean, like, important / useful, I guess you mean for speedruns, right? So, yeah, it's not really useful at all. I mean... It's kind of important because we have a... God, this is going to take some explaining. So, me proving that you can get the Hydra at the start of the game, not necessarily me doing it, but me proving that you could get the Hydra at the start of the game, I wouldn't have been able to do if I hadn't have been doing research for a true 100%, because I wouldn't have known about it. But it had some importance in the speedrunning community, because we have this thing on speedrun.com where our leaderboards are held, called an individual level, like an IL, where you can submit a time for just one mission, instead of like having to do the whole game or some other categories or whatever. So there's lots of people that don't do full runs but just do ILs, and it's really annoying for me to have to verify every single one of them, but you know, it's people speedrunning the game, so I can't really complain that much. And some of people actually put some effort in. There's lots of people that just basically let's play it or do normal any % strats. But because you're just doing one mission, you can do lots of crazy things. Like you could can go get the fastest vehicle in the game and put it right at the mission entrance and then walk in, and you can get all the guns and stuff. So just doing things like you would in a normal speedrun is really lame and boring, and I really encourage people to not to do that if they're doing ILs. But yeah, one of the things with ILs is that you're allowed to do anything before the mission in order to set up that you could do at that point in the game. So in a few of the ILs, what you can do is before you start the mission, you can use cheat codes to just speed the setup time up, right? And one thing people was doing was they were spawning a Hydra right where the mission started, and starting the mission and the video recording, and then walking into the mission marker, walking out, getting in the Hydra, which was just sat there, which is, you know, they didn't cheat in the speedrun, they cheated before the speedrun, which is kind of allowed. But the thing is, a lot of people had issues with it because they were like, you know, you can't get a Hydra at that point in the game. It's the reason you can't just spawn a tank and do a mission, because you can't get tanks like early on and stuff. So yeah, it was anything you're allowed to do anything with cheat codes that you could normally do at that point in the game without, you know, mods or anything like that. So then, because of that, I was able to say, oh no, you know, you can get a Hydra before you start the first mission. So that was kind of useful to know. That was a really long explanation for something that really wasn't that important. But yeah, it was like a minor detail. So yeah, all ILs are allowed to use Hydras, which makes for some interesting things, and some things aren't. But yeah, I guess I'll plug ILs. If you have any vague interest in learning to speedrun this game, I guess ILs are a good place to start, instead of doing like the whole game. Probably more like city segments are better to learn. But if you really have no interest in doing the whole game, you can just do like little snippets, like the missions, like just ILs and stuff. It's really dumb, but it can be funny. And it's really competitive as well. Like, if someone beats someone's time, they normally the next day come back and beat it. It's really fun to watch that happen. Sorry. Anyway, important, useful, mind-blowing. I've learnt lots of little things from doing this. Like, in the last episode, I learnt how the plane's health system works in this game when a plane's on the ground or whatever. You know, I learnt how planes take damage and stuff. Not through me, but because, like, you know, Nick told me about it. Because he looked into it because I was doing it, and then we both learned, I guess. Yeah, it's just lots of little things I learnt about, like pimping, you know, the pimping area, taking the vehicle to the inbound, and, you know, how all that stuff works. And here, in this episode, I'm learning about different vehicles, like what different vehicles look like. Like, early on, I'm getting into a Jester here, thinking it's a vehicle I haven't gotten into yet, but it is. Like, now I can look at it and it's like, oh yeah, it's a Jester, but back then I had no idea what it was. Okay. So that was all SayCap's questions. Let's move on. So, HD Spade 6, who says their name is Raz, with like the little signature thing at the end of their comment, says, "Hi Josh, here's a list of questions for the next episode. Sorry if they've already been asked 100 times, smiley face." Yeah, it's okay. If I'm not like playing the game and getting stressed out, I don't mind if I get questions that have already been asked. It's okay. Right, okay, so number 1, they even numbered them, sick. Have you played any of the GTA games on iOS? If so, what's your opinion on them? I haven't played any GTA games on iOS, because I correctly have an Android instead of an Apple device. No. Yeah, I have Android devices because I like them a lot more. And yeah, I have played them on Android. I'm just looking at my phone now. I mean, right now I have GTA 3, Vice City, SA, and Liberty City installed on my phone. And I actually like them a fair amount. They're obviously not great because the touch controls are really crappy. But I have a PS3 controller with Bluetooth, and my phone, what I can do is use this app thing and like a load of dodgy software on my computer and stuff. And I can connect my phone to my PS3 controller and use it as like a controller for my phone. So I play things like Minecraft and obviously all the GTAs with that. And it makes it so much better. But yeah, I actually enjoy them a fair amount. If I was like, you know, going somewhere on holiday for a long time or something, and I didn't have my computer or anything, then it'd be perfect. I could just sit there and play through like GTA 3 or something. They're obviously not as good as, you know, the PC versions, where you can just keep on a mouse and have all the mods and whatnot. But it's still really, really nice experience considering. You know, considering 10 years ago they were like on the most expensive console, I think, and like barely ran on there and stuff like that. Now we're just doing it on like communication handheld devices and stuff. Back in my day, we had to have a TV and a big old box that cost a lot of money to play these games. So yeah, I like them. I just wish... I'm going to check right now. Have they ever... Did they release Vice City Stories yet? I guess it's like a licensing issue, Vice City Stories. No. So it's Liberty City Stories, which I never actually played when it came out. Oh yeah, Chinatown Wars as well, of course, I forgot that was there. I need to actually play through that, because I haven't done that. I'll probably do that on my phone. Thanks for mentioning that. I'm going to install that right now. Yeah, I really wish they put Vice City Stories on the store, but yeah, it's probably a licensing issue with like, oh god, I can't remember the fucking singer's name that features in the game. Oh Christ, I'm not gonna open Google or anything, I'll just embarrass myself. But yeah, the main like guest star guy that's in it, probably licensing issues with that, so then they don't want to release like a version of the game without that in it. You can cut a load of music from like the radios and stuff, but doing that is a bit different. Okay, it's downloading. Verified by Play Protect. Okay, sure, whatever. So yeah, I like them, basically. That was really long-winded, but yeah. As long as you play with a controller. The touch controls are bearable, but not good. But yeah, get a controller to work. Yeah, if anyone has Android and it's rooted, try and get a PS3 controller to connect to it. I wonder if I can get my Wiimote to connect to it, because isn't the Wiimote Bluetooth as well? Huh. Okay, anyway. Right, what's next? Next question, number 2. What's the longest speedrun you've ever done? Okay, I'm going to have a look on my speedrun.com profile. So what I'm going to do is go on speedrun.com, type in Joshimoose, and left click it. Wow, my last speedrun was Quick and Crash at ESA. Let's see, longest run. I mean, Alligator Tony is like 5.5 hours now, but these are all PBs is the thing. Okay, no, this is an easier question. I don't know why I didn't instantly answer this. So the longest speedrun I've ever did was GTA Vice City 100% in 23 hours, 23 minutes, and 26 seconds on the 17th of May 2013. Yes, I stayed up for 24 hours, longer actually, because I was an idiot and woke up way early for it. And everyone in the GTA community at the time, and lots of other people, we all took part in a massive Vice City 100% race. Yeah, and it went long. I obviously, back then we hardly knew the game very well at all, and lots of other, routing mistakes. But I also made the decision to do everything as simply as possible. So I did all the missions, and then I did all the collectibles. So that even though I walked past a package or whatever, I decided not to pick it up, so that I wouldn't have trouble trying to figure out which package I missed when and whatnot. So I just did them all in order, so it was very easy and I didn't miss anything. But it still took a really long time, and I've never stayed awake for over 24 hours, or probably over 18 hours before. And I promised myself and everyone who was listening that I would never do anything like that ever again. It was a horrible experience. I am not a person that can go without sleep. I wake up really early in the mornings, 6 a.m, but that's because I go to bed at 10 to 1 every day, which is pretty early for a gamer or whatever. But yeah, so yeah, it was a really horrible experience, and I never want to go through staying up that much again. Other people are fine with it. they can just do it, but yeah, I can't. It was absolute torture. And I don't know how the hell I finished it. And obviously I was younger in 2013 as well. I'm like so much older now, so yeah, probably even worse. But yeah, that's the longest speedrun I've ever done. It was an experience, and I'm very glad I did it, so that I learnt that I can't stay up for 24 hours. But yeah, never again. But I'm glad I did it. If we did 100% speedruns now, it would probably be like a lot shorter, because a lot more is known about the game, and I'm a lot better of a speedrunner and stuff like that. Okay, number 3. Also, what's the shortest speedrun you've ever done? God damn it, I just closed it. Okay, I'm opening it again. Control Shift T. Fantastic. Well, I guess technically the shortest speedrun I ever did was a quick crash, any percent no major glitches in 4 seconds, 958 milliseconds. There's no video of it though, unfortunately. Oh yeah, and there's no video of Vice City 100% anymore either. I never actually highlighted it or anything, it's really a shame. But yeah, there's no video of that run I was talking about. It was the one thing I don't like. But yeah, so yeah, at ESA there was an arcade machine called Quick and Crash. It has like a timer on it, how quickly you can beat the game. So we all did that, and yeah, I got sub 5, which was good enough for me. I never actually did get that cheeseburger. Or was it sub 4 for a cheeseburger? I don't remember now. Whatever. Yeah, anyway, that was a weird segue. Anyway, other than that, the quickest real speedrun probably is Gone Home any percent in 48 seconds and 933 milliseconds. So Gone Home is a walking simulator. You're in like a house and you need to discover what happened to your family and your sister and stuff. It's a really good game. I didn't mean to like make everyone mock it because I did a speed run in under a minute of it. But it's like a hidden information game. It's like if you know perfect information about the house and all the whereabouts and stuff in it, then you can complete it in under a minute. But obviously you don't know all of these things when you start, so yeah. So yeah, that's probably the shortest speedrun I've done. That's on YouTube and on my channel. You can find that if you really want to watch that. It took me a lot longer than 1 minute to just do that run because, you know, I had to practice and get good at stuff. And, you know, it's really optimal. Like, what's the world record for this right now? It's I Go Slow has the record at 47 seconds and 450 milliseconds. And the milliseconds are important. That was only 3 days ago as well, so... So yeah, I'm sick for that game. So yeah, I don't want to grind that again. It's like you walk in and then you miss like clicking a tiny key while walking at the same time, and then you reset. So yeah. I also did 100% of that game, which basically just means like getting all of these pickups. And I did that in 4 minutes 19 seconds. So yeah. Yeah. So if you want to see any of the speedruns I've done, just go on speedrun.com/user/Joshimus, and you'll see like everything I've ever done on that website. Okay. Next question. Who is your favorite GTA protagonist? Sorry. Vance from Vice City Stories is pretty good. CJ is pretty good. Nico is, you know, universally liked. Yeah, I guess. I don't really want to go too much into depth onto these things. They're just good characters. I'm not much of a... Sorry if you could hear that, I'm playing with a thing. I'm not much of like a character or story writer person, so I probably can't explain why, but yeah. Who's my favourite GTA antagonist? Tenpenny from this game is pretty good. He's like the only antagonist I really know. Like, I guess Catalina is the antagonist of GTA 3, and then like Sonny is the antagonist of Vice City. But the fact that I have to think hard about it, it's like, I guess it's just because I play SA more, but yeah. Who's the antagonist of Vice City? It's like the army guy, right? Mendez? Is it Mendez? Martinez? Something like that. The fact that I can't even remember his name. But he is cool, but just... You never really see him much in that game. At least in San Andreas, the antagonist is like, you know, throughout the entire game. They always pop up and stuff. Sunny is just like a phone call in Vice City for most of it until the very end. And then GTA 3 Catalina, I don't really remember that game that much in the cutscenes. So maybe she has a fairly large part in it, but I don't think she does. So yeah, I guess Tenpenny. What was the first GTA game you played, and how old were you at the time? It was probably GTA 3. I have like vague memories of playing GTA 3 on PS2, but the first one I really remember was Vice City. I never really cared that much. The only reason I cared was because it's like, oh, it's an 18 game, and oh, there's boobies and stuff in it, oh, and I was like, I don't know how old I would have been at the time, I have no idea. However, I was born in 92, so work it out for yourself when those games came out in Europe. I probably played them like years after they came out, not like on release or anything, so yeah. But the only reason I played them was because my cousin had them. Even though my cousin was like 1.5 years older than me, he always seems to have like 18 rated games because his parents didn't care. But yeah, I actually, my first copy of SA, it was my cousin's copy I was playing. So yeah, I never played the 2D ones, never even heard of them, like most people. Okay, how did you first get into speedrunning? I think I've answered that question several times, so I'm actually going to skip that one. But basically, I was on justin.tv to watch StarCraft, and then I saw speedruns, and then I was like, hey, I can do that, and then I did speedruns, so that's the really short version. What was your favourite game when I was a kid? Pokemon? Any of the Pokemons. The first console I really owned was a Game Boy. I had like a PS2, a PS1, but it wasn't really mine, it was my dad's, and I didn't really play it that much. And I had like a Game Boy. I've had like every Game Boy ever, but I only had like 3 games for it, and the only games I really ever played on them were Pokemon, that was it. I never really played much else. Even the DS's are kind of the same, I only ever played Pokemon. A bit of Metroid, I guess, but yeah, just those consoles are just Pokemon machines to me. That's all they are. So yeah, when I was a kid, I played nothing but Pokemon, mostly. Like, I would just sit around the house just with a Game Boy and play that. So yeah, it would definitely, my favourite game when I was a kid would be Pokemon Red/Gold. Or was it Silver I had? No, I think it was Gold. I think it was Red and Gold I had. Because, again, my cousin got the games, but he got like 2 of them because he wanted to like trade with me and stuff, and he would always take the best ones. So he would take blue, which is a better colour than red, and he would take silver, which is a better colour than gold, so I would be left with the other ones. But yeah, it didn't make much difference, obviously, that we were kids, so but yeah, I fucking love Pokemon. Well, loved. I don't know if I like it as much now. I don't know if Pokemon's changed that much, or I've changed, but it's like, if I get the opportunity to, I play them. If a proper 3D, like, you know, open world RPG Pokemon game comes out on the Switch, I'm probably going to have to, like, sell out for a bit to buy a Switch, because I might have to play that, because that sounds amazing. But the recent Pokemon games, the most recent one I played was X and Y, and I didn't play those that much. I played it online a bit until I realised everyone uses bullshit Pokemon. Like that washing machine that's an electric and a water type at the same time, so it has like basically no fucking weakness except for grass, and all the grass Pokemon are shit. So yeah, anyway. Moving on. What is your favourite game now? I don't have one. Like, I've played so many games. Less recently. I found in the past few years I don't really buy games that often. I don't like just buy new games and play them like I used to. I don't get excited for releases or anything like that. And again, I think that's more of a me changing thing and not the industry changing thing. Because if I wanted to play, like, you know, how games used to be, I could just buy indie games and stuff, and I know all the games that release. I know all about them. I know lots of indie games and stuff, but yeah, I just don't really buy them or play them. I guess it's both a money thing and I don't really have the motivation or time to play them. So yeah, that is just a me thing. if I could just sit here and do nothing, then I probably would just play new games. But yeah, can't do that, obviously. I'm wondering what's the newest game I've bought. I'm trying really hard to think. I guess PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds is the newest game I bought. And then, like, after that, I don't know, can you order by... I'm looking on Steam. You can't really order by purchase or release date, can you? Yeah, I don't buy that many games. But anyway, my favourite game now, I've played so many, it's hard to say. I don't know, that's an impossible question. I've probably already answered it before. I think I've been through like a list of my favourite games and stuff. Probably in like the speedrunning question, I said what my favourite games were.
Oh, hey, thanks.
That's my Twitch alert notification again. But yeah, I don't know. Hard question. Question number 10. What's your favourite TV show? So I actually don't watch television at all. I don't have a television. I haven't had a television for 4 to 5 years. And even when I did have a television, you know, it was like my parents and I didn't care for it. But what's my favourite TV show? I guess it would be Air Crash Investigation. I have every episode of Air Crash Investigation ever made. I have watched them several times. Because they're really, really good, and I'm really interested in the mix of like engineering and documentary and like, you know, like clue finding sort of thing. Other than that, any sort of like those sort of things, like Seconds from Disaster, I also really like as well. I just like documentaries a lot. Planet Earth, a recent redo of that was really good. Yeah, I'm really, really boring and I like documentaries, I'm sorry. Otherwise, I guess the only other thing I watch is Rick and Morty, like everyone else on the internet. And that's just funny and well written, but I wouldn't say it's my favourite TV show. It's just like, it's current, and it's one of the few ones I watch. So it's like, I feel like if I watched more television, Rick and Morty wouldn't be my favourite, so... It's just the only thing I do watch. Okay. 11. Question 11. This is a lot of questions. How many pets do I have? Currently 2. I guess you could count 3, since in my parents' house there is a dog, and I technically own it. But yeah, in this house, in this flat I live in, we have 2 cats. That I never wanted and I don't like. Sounds really brutal. But that's the situation. I don't like cats. They're like occasionally good when they're being like a dog and just letting me pet them, but then they get annoyed with me petting them and scratch me, and then I get really mad because I hate like skin piercing and stuff, and they like claw things and they throw up everywhere, and yeah, it's really, really annoying. I hate cats. If they were just dogs, it'd be better in every way. They'd be almost the same but better. Number 12. How long have you been growing your hair? Well, it's been this length for a really long time. So I started growing it when I was 13. And I'm 24, about to be 25. So it's not like 11 years. I can't just like disingenuous to answer that, because I've had haircuts and stuff in between. But also, it kind of only grew for like a year or 2 and then stopped where it is, and then it's just been the same ever since. So yeah, I guess I'd say that. It's a hard question to answer. For those who don't know, who just watch me on YouTube for this series, because I don't have webcam or anything, I have really long hair. Okay, 13. Do you smoke / have you ever smoked? No, I don't. I don't smoke. I don't drink. I don't do anything like that. I really don't feel the need to do it. I don't know. Again, I'm a very boring person. I really enjoy simple things, you know, and I don't want to, you know, like adrenaline junkie stuff. I don't want to do like drinking, alcohol and stuff, and like smoking, drugs and stuff like that. It's like, I don't really care. I'd rather just sit indoors and play video games and like enjoy those, and make video games and enjoy that, and board games and hang out with people. I like hanging out with people, just not drunk people. Just simple stuff like that. I don't know. Very simple. I guess I'm a simple person, but I don't like describing myself as a simple person because it makes it sound as if I'm like dumb. But I consider myself very intellectual. At least I guess everyone thinks they're smart, right? So yeah, I like to think of myself that way. So I don't know. It's hard to explain. 14. What do you like to do when you're not playing games or at work? Well, kind of just said that, didn't I? Just chill, watch Twitch, watch YouTube. If I'm not playing games, the board games, does that count? I don't know, I don't do much else outside of that. I used to like to cycle, but I haven't done that in a long time. If I had a car, I would probably like driving around and exploring, like going to the countryside and having picnics and camping and caravanning and stuff like that. Like, you'd expect me to not like caravanning since I, can't have my computer there and stuff, but I do. I like to just sit in the middle of the countryside and relax with a few family members or friends. It sounds really appealing to me. Again, it's just simple. I'm just in a forest with people and we can just relax and enjoy each other's company. Obviously, doing something like that long term gets annoying. Like, I used to live in a student house with 3 other friends, and it's not like we don't like each other, but by the end of a year, you kind of get sick of each other. And so, yeah. But now, I'd happily spend like a week with them or whatever. But yeah, so something like that is that's what I would really like to do. If I had enough money for a car, I would love to go camping. But I'd prefer caravanning more than camping. I'd have to own a caravan though, or rent one or something. That sounds really expensive. But yeah, I'd like to. Camping isn't as good because a caravan you can like sit inside and enjoy yourselves and play board games or read books or cook food and stuff. Whereas in a tent, there's not really enough room for that unless you had a really big tent. I guess you could just get a really big tent, yeah, and have a table. If you just had a table, it opens up so many more possibilities. Yeah. Okay, next question. Have you ever been arrested? No, I've never done anything, even vaguely, publicly illegal unless they get arrested or anything. Yeah. Do you have any tattoos? No. Very simple person. I feel like you could have guessed the answer to that after you hear my other answers. I don't really like tattoos. Again, like I said, I don't like skin. My skin being pierced is like a phobia of mine. Just like thinking about it now, like needles and stuff is creeping me out. But yeah, so I don't like stuff like that. If other people have them, I kind of admire them for art, but I don't really like them, I guess. Yeah, and then the follow-up question: do you plan on getting tattoos in the future? No. I assume you like tattoos and want to know if I have advice about tattoos. What's the most embarrassing thing you've done live on Twitch? I don't know. Sometimes me and Emma, who's my girlfriend, we get into really weird discussions, like a couple arguing, and we talk about things we really shouldn't be talking in public. I don't know. Hey Emma, she's walked in. What's the most embarrassing thing I've done on Twitch? Can you think of anything other than our conversations, which is what I said? So we have some funny conversations. I don't think there's anything else, right? Oh, I can think of the most embarrassing time. When I was playing SA, and I went to wrong side of the tracks, and for wrong side of the tracks, I have this thing where I like to get people to spam Franka Z in chat, the dog emote. You remember? And I and I was trying to say it, and I normally say, like, you know, spam dog face, no space, instead of saying the emote as a joke. But I forgot the word for dog.
Oh.
Yeah, do you remember? Yeah. So this thing happens to me sometimes. I don't know if it's because I'm an idiot or because I'm dyslexic, but sometimes I just can't remember a word. Now, it's not like I can't spell a simple 3-letter word of a fucking common animal, right? But sometimes, one time I forgot the word for the, and like trying to talk became really difficult. It was really weird, and I couldn't think of like what the sound was. I knew what it meant, obviously, and how like to use it, but I just couldn't remember what the sound of it was and how to spell it. It was really weird. But anyway, I do this sometimes. And yeah, that one time it happened to the word dog, and you know when you're trying to think of like a celebrity name or something, and the more and more you think, the further you get from the answer in your head. Well, that's what was happening. I was trying really hard to think of the word for a dog, like the name of it, like how to say it and how to spell it and stuff. And I really couldn't do it. And in the end, I was getting like desperate, and I was like turning to Emma and like asking her, I was like, you know, I can't remember how I described it, like, you know, a pet, and it's like the opposite of a cat, I said, to like describe it. And she knew what I was talking about. She just looked at me thinking I was trying to get her to say dog face or whatever, because you didn't like the spam with the emote and stuff. But no, I just really forgot the word for dog. So yeah, let me know if stuff like that happens to you as well, and if you're dyslexic and stuff. I don't know. Has that ever happened to you, Emma? You forgot how to say or spell a word? Like a really common word?
Yeah, but
Not the or dog. No. I mean, sometimes it happens to me with complicated words as well. But it just seems like a random chance. It doesn't matter what the word is, it just happens regardless. It doesn't matter if it's a simple or a complicated word. Okay. Now it's getting hot in here. I can't have the fans on or the windows open when I'm recording this, because it shows up on the recording. Might have to take a break in a bit. I don't know why I'm saying that to you, as it'll be edited seamlessly anyway. Okay, second to last question. What is your proudest achievement? Huh? Putting up with you, yeah. I don't know. Huh? University? I mean, no, that wasn't hard, though. I didn't really try, did I? I got crappy grades, but I was fine with getting crappy grades because I didn't really try. I don't know. That's hard. I've done lots of things that I was proud of. I've won a few game jams. I've, like, not started, but I, you know, helped start the GTA speedrunning community, and, like, you know, it's not really an important thing, is it? It's, like, hard to explain. Like, some of these things are, like, gamer things, like, you know, I beat this really hard game or whatever, but yeah, I don't know. There's a few things, I guess, but that's a hard question to answer. Okay, next question. Last question. Good, I can take a break for it. What do you want to accomplish before you die? It's kind of a similar question, isn't it? What are you, like, interviewing me or something? I don't know. I don't really have any, like, life goals. Like, you say accomplish. I mean, I would like to see places and do things. But I was more of, like, I'd rather have a simple and easy life kind of guy. You know, again, following from all the other answers to these questions. Then, like, you know, have an adventurous and tough life kind of thing. So, I don't know. There's probably some... I don't have, like, a official bucket list or whatever as they're called. But there's a few things I would love to do. But, yeah, I don't know. I'd love to, like, take part in, like, in real life race, like, with cars and stuff, but once. I'd like to learn how to fly a plane and fly one, but I mean, this is, like, impossible, right? Because it's, like, super expensive. Yeah, I don't know. Loads of things. Okay, and they say, hopefully I asked some original questions I haven't asked yet. Love the series, Josh. Keep it going, mate. And then, yeah, they sign off with -Raz, which is, like, their name, I guess. So, yeah, thanks for those questions. That filled, like, half an hour. Thanks a lot. There we go. Right, just how far in the video are we? About almost coming up to 50 minutes. Awesome. Okay, right. I don't know why I'm announcing this, but yeah, I guess we'll move on to the next questions. Okay, I'm back from my break. Right, so Woods the Wall free. Sorry, just Woods the Wall. There's no free at the end of it. It's posted 3 days ago. Oh, so the other guy was HD Spade, not 6. The 6 was, yeah, anyway, it's where I've copied it from YouTube. Anyway, they say, "Hey Josh, I have a few questions for you your next video. Looking forward to your answers." Okay, that's where I am. Here we go. First question, what's your first gaming memory? Probably my dad playing Doom on the Atari Jaguar. But the thing is, I don't know if I'm just remembering that by proxy because he's told me about it so many times. So I might be like remembering the times he's told me about it and not actually remembering that. Otherwise, because yeah, he wouldn't have been doing that on release of both those things. He borrowed it from his friend. Otherwise, it might be like Die Hard on the PlayStation 1 or Crash Bandicoot on the PlayStation 1. Because I'm pretty sure we had a PlayStation before I had a Game Boy in my parents' place. But yeah, we had very few PS1 games. The Crash Bandicoot trilogy and the kart racing games, one thing.
Did you buy your license?
Yeah, I remember the Die Hard's, like, the trilogy Die Hard game that had like 3 games on it. They were all bad. I don't remember what else. But yeah, I guess it would be that. So yeah, I like grew up with like a PlayStation 1 and a Game Boy, obviously. Alright, next question. How's your local sports team doing? Or going, even? So I don't care for any of the sports that are local to here. But I guess you would say the local sports team is Portsmouth Football Club. I don't know how they're doing. Let's have a look. So they used to be like a really good team, but then, God, sorry, I whacked the microphone. But then, like, Harry Redknapp or whatever, like, sold them or did a bad thing with their taxes or something like that, and then they're not good anymore. I don't remember. Portsmouth FC. So Portsmouth FC is a football club. They are in the Football League Trophy group stage. What? I don't know how to read like football stuff. Wikipedia article. Okay, nickname Pompey. Yeah, there we go. Founded 5th of April 1898. That's 119 years ago. Jesus. Let's see. League 2. First promoted. Oh, so they're okay. So they're in League 1 right now. Okay, and last year they were in League 2, which we came first in and got promoted. So yeah, I remember people were happy about that. Trying to remember. Like, I only ever hear about the football club from, like, you know, my family and stuff, because they mostly all follow football, and I don't. I don't know. I've been to watch like a game like a few times, but that was more to like go with friends and like an event sort of thing, rather than like I give a crap about football kind of thing. But yes, I guess that's how my local sports team is going. I don't think we have any other kind of sports teams here that, like, you know, big public ones. So yeah, I do have a funny story about that though. I have a friend who lives in Sweden, who I met at the ESA speedrun events, and he's like a massive fan of Portsmouth Football Club. DAOO, his name is. And yeah, he was like a massive fan of Portsmouth Football Club, and he's really jealous of the fact that I live here, and then he hates me for, like, you know, not giving a crap and stuff. Because there's lots of like European, Scandinavian, British football fans for some reason. And obviously they can't like ever watch a game here, when I live, like, you know, in the same city as the football stadium, where I could go watch whenever I want, but I don't want. So yeah, kind of weird how that works. Small world, I guess. Okay, next question. What's the oldest video game I own? There's 2 ways to answer this question. There's the longest time I've owned a game, like I've owned it and I've kept it for the longest time. Or there's like oldest video game in, like, you know, when it was produced. Start with a more boring answer. When it was produced, oldest would probably be like Super Mario Bros. For NES, because I have a NES and some games for it, so I guess that would be the oldest game I own. I actually need to get my NES like repaired or something, because when I transported it here to this apartment it got broke, and that was many years ago and I haven't touched it since. Just want to fix that. Yeah, so that's probably the oldest game I own. I'm trying to think. It must be. I don't own anything older than that. And the oldest, like the longest running ownership would be probably my copy of Final Fantasy VII for the PlayStation 1. It's like a silver label, like re-release one that we got for secondhand from a video game secondhand shop. Like my dad did, and then I kind of owned it, I guess. And yeah, that game took me like 5 years to beat. Not from like constant playing, but I went back and visited it like 5 or 10 years later or whatever. Yeah, that was it's probably the oldest game I own, or maybe I have some other PS1 games from like that we've had since we actually had a PS1, so they might be slightly older. But yeah, I like many other kids like sold my older consoles and games a lot, which I regret. Oh, I actually still own my original copy of Pokemon Red. It's in my parents' house, I believe. I really hope they haven't gotten rid of that. Yeah, so I guess that would be the oldest game I own. Like, longest running ownership would be my original Pokemon Red cartridge.
What you want, fool?
I think Pokemon Red came out before Final Fantasy VII. I'm gonna check this. Alright, here we go. Pokemon Red. Pokemon Red and Blue came out in Europe on October the 5th, 1999, and Final Fantasy VII, which was like the first Final Fantasy released in Europe, came out in Europe, November the 17th, 1997, yeah, 2 years before. Okay, so wow, that was a fucking, Jesus, 20th century gaming. It was pretty good. But yeah, Final Fantasy VII came out in 1997, so yeah, I guess my copy of Final Fantasy VII is the oldest. There you go. Wait, Final Fantasy VII came out on Android 2 years ago? Like last year? What the fuck? I'm gonna check this out right now. Play Store. Oh yeah, I just installed Chinatown Wars. I'm getting all these Android games. Final Fantasy VII? Or is it VII? Final Fantasy VII, it's £11. Huh. Experience the RPG that redefined the genre now on your mobile phone. Experience one of the most epic stories in history. Can Cloud and Avalanche protect the world from Shinra? Okay, let me just see screens. What does it play like? Oh wow, that's some bad reviews. 3.2 stars. We're just reviewing games now, I hope you're okay with this. Okay, so seems like people that are giving it bad reviews say it doesn't work on their phone. It crashes a lot, apparently, on a Galaxy S7 Edge. Huh. There's lots of people that are defending it, giving it 5 stars, saying what the fuck is everyone's problem. Yeah, and there's lots of other people giving it 3 stars or 2 stars, saying it doesn't work and it crashes and stuff. I'd have to try it. How long can you... I don't know why I'm asking questions, I'm streaming, but I wonder how long you can play it before you have to refund it. It's £12 though, I don't know if I'm going to pay that. No, fuck that, I'm not paying that. It's not just to play Final Fantasy VII on a mobile, that's like so long. I would never ever complete it. I guess I would have stuff to do on my phone though, so... Yeah, okay, anyway. That went a bit of a... off topic. Yeah, anyway, that answers that question. There we go. So, next question. If I donated $5 to you, what would you do with it? Put it in my bank account and mix it with all the other money I own that I use to pay for rent. Probably. That's probably what I would do with it. I know that's not a very exciting answer and you wanted an answer specific to actually $5. Well, oh god. Okay, what is $5 for me in, like, English? Let's see. So, it's probably like £4 or something. 3.8 pounds. Yeah, okay, so what could I get for that? I could get like a sandwich or 2, or for £3. Subway meal deal. Huh, okay, £3.8. Yeah, okay, sub of the day. Huh, okay, cool. There's a few things I could get with that. If you want me to sit here and like beg for it, I'm not going to. So, yeah, that's I guess that's what I would do. Just mix it with all the other money I have and pay for stuff. What's the most frustrating mission to speedrun on San Andreas? Brackets, I'm pretty sure I know your answer, but I'll ask for convenient conversation's sake. Yeah, so you're probably expecting me to say 555 we tip, right? For those who don't know, 555 we tip is a mission in this game, the one in San Fierro where you have to set up the DA and like ring the police on him and stuff. But the problem with that mission, it has a lot of failure states. And in a speedrun, it can be really random and annoying sometimes. But nowadays, it's not that bad. Because we're just better at the game and we do the mission faster and stuff. But yeah, it used to be pretty annoying. But yeah, so there's like lots of failure states. There's like, if a DA dies, you fail the mission. If a valet dies, you fail the mission. If you damage his car and don't make it back under the time limit, you fail the mission. If you mod the car, you fail the mission, which is I thought was funny. There's a few other things. If you get a wanted star at any point, you fail the mission. There's like loads of failure states, like both explicit and not. And yeah, that mission's just a pain in the ass because the DA can sometimes take ages. Except we figured out what makes him spawn, so we spawn him quickly now, and yeah, stuff like that. So yeah, that's probably the answer you're looking for. Otherwise, I don't know. Just Big Smoke, like the first mission, is annoying. Sweet Skull is annoying because it can kill you if you don't have enough health, or just if you have to take a car. Yeah, there's loads of things. Next question. Do you drink, and if so, what's your poison? I don't drink poison, sorry. I know what you mean, and I've already kind of answered that question. But that's not your fault, because I answered it today, so don't worry about it. Next question. What's your favourite cutscene in San Andreas? The thing is, it's been so long since I watched all the cutscenes. Probably the last cutscene I watched... Last time I watched all the cutscenes, or like all the any percent cutscenes, would be when I did a cutscene percent run for a GTA marathon at one time. I don't know, that's a hard question. I'm sure there's some good ones that I'm not thinking of. Truth is kind of funny. He flies a jetpack at one point, it's kind of funny. But that's a terrible answer. I'm sure there's some good ones I'm not thinking of right now. Sorry, I kind of bailed on that question. What about your favourite pedestrian? I did have a favourite pedestrian once, but I don't remember who it is or anything. Some of the hillbillies are really funny. There's like a Cluckin' Bell guy you can see in Vigilante driving a car sometimes. I think that's in this video at one point. What else? I don't know. This again, that's kind of hard to answer. I don't pay much attention to these little details of the game much anymore. Are you able to play San Andreas casually, or has speedrunning changed your style of play too much? Okay, that's kind of leads into what I was just saying. Leads on from what I was just saying even. Yeah, I don't play this game casually anymore. Anyone that speedruns a game probably doesn't play it casually if they keep up speedrunning it. You could maybe like speedrun a game and then stop doing it for like a year and then come back and play the game casually again. But yeah, I don't think anyone plays the game casually after they speedrun it. And what I'm doing here, this isn't casually. This is, you know, I'm setting myself a goal. I'm trying to do a thing, right? And it's kind of difficult. It's different. So yeah, I don't think anyone can. But yeah, I don't play this game casually at all. MTA, I played casually, but that's kind of different. The only example of a game I did speedrun and then I stopped and I probably could play casually now is when I did Hearthstone speedruns. Of like the single player campaigns. I don't remember them anymore, so I probably could go back and just play those casually now. But yeah, it's a really terrible example. Hey, my driving skill's increasing, nice. Okay, who are some other streamers you watch? Ooh, that's a good question. Let's have a look. Let's look at my following list, shall we? How do I get to my following list? I actually don't know how to get there. Go to my channel, and then exit theatre mode. I have 47,000 followers on Twitch. That's pretty cool. Almost at 50,000. Alright, following. I follow 322 people. Let's see. Scroll all the way to the bottom. Oh wow, that doesn't work. Okay then, let's see. I don't follow that many people that often, so yeah. Apparently I follow BBC 5 Live on Twitch. What the hell? I didn't even know they had a Twitch. Well, this is going to take some time to scroll, and I can't like think of people off the top of my head either. I don't know, I mean there's the usual, like, you know, most of the GTA speedrunners I follow. A lot of Hearthstone people, like Brian Kibler, Frodan, Reynad, Triparian. Okay, we reached the bottom. Okay, like, yeah, Total Biscuit. Scroll up a bit. Wow, there's a lot of people down here. Jesus. I don't even think about these people anymore. This may take some time for me to scroll, and I probably should edit out the me saying time, but yeah, it's too much work. I'm trying to think of, like, there's lots of people I'm not saying, obviously I'm scrolling past loads, but no one's like notable. It's all just like, you know, speedrun people no one's heard of, and GTA speedrunners and stuff like that. Game's done quick. Oh, funny that. Paradox Interactive. Why do I follow them? Let's go ahead and unfollow them. I can actually clear out my following list from here. Sick. There's a lot of dead channels down here that I still follow. A few, like, Tribes Ascend streamers that obviously don't stream at all anymore. Awesome Noughts Pro League? What the fuck? I'm gonna head unfollow that. Yeah, I used to play Awesome Noughts, and I guess I watched some esports of it a little bit. I should... ESA Marathon, obviously. This probably isn't very interesting to listen to, I'm sorry. I should probably just scroll faster and skip some things. GTA Marathon, just more speedrunners, Hearthstone, yeah, BBC 5 Live, I said that already. Speedruns Live. Why do I follow them? Unfollowing. War Thunder? Do they even stream like the game? So I was going to scroll fast and then I slow down. Yeah, Bruffy1322. He's like a GTA 5 racer person. Like, you know, racing cars. A lot of Hearthstone streamers. Jackbox Games. They don't stream very often, and I probably never watch their streams. Yeah, there we go. That's probably it. That was way long-winded and really not interesting at all. So sorry about that. There you go. So lots of speedrunners, lots of GTA runners, you know, people like that. No one specifically notable that I didn't say, I don't think. What is your most overused phrase? I don't know. I tend to repeat the same word a lot. Like, I get really annoyed with myself when in a sentence I say the same word twice, when I could have used like a different word. I can't think of any examples. Again, I'm like, you know, words are hard, alright? I'm dyslexic and all that stuff I find really difficult to like explain and think about. But yeah, if you listen to me enough, there's probably lots of things I say that annoy you. Like, I say and I say like a lot. There's probably some phrases I say a lot as well. You know, you probably know better than I do if you listen to me for a long time. Have I ever been involved with the law? Okay, so you're obviously asking me if I've, you know, been arrested or whatever, like the other person did. No, but I have been involved with the law, kind of. When I was in school, there was like this community service thing I joined up to. And one of the things we had to do at one point was to like go inside shops and ask for something that we weren't old enough to buy and see if they would give it to us. And if they did, then we walked outside, told the supervisor or whatever, and then they'd walk in and be like, yo, you just sold this to this person, etc. Yes, I was one of those arseholes that stopped really vague, really not punishable, probably laws. But I was just a kid, I didn't know any better. Yeah, I guess that's kind of a little bit of an interesting story. A little bit. What's my favourite song right now? I don't really have favourite music that much. I'm not much of a music person. I just have, like... When I want to listen to music, I just have a massive collection of, like, completely random stuff. Like, I have this album called 100 Hits Driving Rock, which is, like, 5 CDs of a load of random songs. And, you know, I just like that sort of genre. What else do I have? I got the Dear Esther soundtrack, I got Final Fantasy VII Remastered soundtrack, and the Final Fantasy VII Voices of the Lifestream OC Remix album. Frozen Synapse, Halo 3 ODST, Halo 3, Halo Reach, Minecraft, both volumes, Muse, Need for Speed Underground 2, the greatest video game music 1 and 2, which is like the London Philharmonic Orchestra. What if they've made another album, actually? That'd be cool. Then I got the Transistor soundtrack, but I really should delete the extended one because I hate all the ones that don't have the singing in it. And I have like every Queen song ever made, ever. There's probably a lot more things I could add that I'd be happy with, like probably like Metallica and some other rocky metal stuff like that. But yeah, I don't care enough to go out of my way to get music very often. I was recently listening around a few OC Remix albums to try and find something else. And my next one I plan to listen to is the Deus Ex Sonic Augmentation OC Remix album. Try that and see if I like the sound of that. But if I do really like it, I'll download it, but I'm not sure I will. But we'll see, I was just trying a load of things. Okay, next question. What wallpaper do you have on your phone? That's a really weird question. Let's have a look. I don't even know. It's just the default OnePlus bullshit, I think. No, it's actually just default random stars background. I don't know. I don't really care that much. Yeah, I guess my computer desktop background is space as well. Space is just a good background. Just, you know, a picture of the sky that's in the... You don't really think about it, because, you know, the sky is always there, and it just looks nice, I guess. Yeah, nothing interesting to that, I'm afraid. It's not a picture of my dick or anything like that. What talent would you like to have but don't? Words are hard, and I would like to speak different languages. I really get embarrassed around, like, other European people that know their native language and English, and I'm like, I barely know English. And it's really annoying. So if there's one thing I wish I was better at, it's words, but I've tried really hard and I can't really improve myself at all. I've tried to like learn different languages several times, like both when I was a kid in school and like now and stuff, and I just can't do it. I just have to accept that part of me, and I'm just not good at that sort of thing. And I could probably try really hard, but having the motivation and like reason to learn other than just wanting to, there's like no real intrinsic reason for me to learn anything other than English, unless I was like moving to a different country. But yeah. And last question from this person. Oh no, second to last question from this person. Do you want kids? And if so, what will you name them? We don't want kids, right, Emma?
Sorry?
We don't want kids, right? No, she says no, we don't want kids. We both hate children. Like, they're annoying. So I don't know if we'll ever have kids. Huh? What do you mean, sorry? I said we both don't. Not you. God, now you've started a fucking domestic thing. I don't know, if we're like 25 now, we probably have like another 10 years before it becomes unreasonable to have children. So, we'll see. Maybe we'll have a different opinion when we're older, but, I mean, this is... In England, it's pretty common to have, like, kids when you're like 18 or younger sometimes. Start a family at like that age. So the fact that we're like almost 10 years older than that, we're kind of already outliers. Oh yeah, I found an alpha here, yeah. I actually spotted an alpha. It wasn't a vigilante car, it was just on the road. Yeah, so, I don't know. We might someday, but maybe not. No idea. Don't really think about it that much. We don't really have a desire to. Okay. And the last question, which is obviously a fantastic joke, they say, and most importantly, the question on everyone's lips, what shampoo do you use? I just use Head and Shoulders. I don't have terrible dandruff issues, but I get a little bit of dandruff if I don't use that shampoo, like anti-dandruff shampoo. So I just use that, and that's good enough, and it's just like, you know, a male shampoo that just works fine for my hair, and I really don't think about it any more than that. I don't really care that much. Alright, I'm out of questions on my notepad, so I'm gonna cut the recording here for a bit and go find more questions. Okay, I am back from looking for more questions. So, Raging Drargarg? I'm probably saying something really wrong or really offensive, I don't know. Anyway, they say, here are some questions, Josh. Number 1, have you ever created your own stories or plot lines in free roam for San Andreas, and what were your favourite stories to do? I have many times as a kid or a teenager or whatever. I don't remember any of them though. The only thing I do really remember is just stealing a truck, and like a trailer, and just driving around and just enjoying the scenery in the game, and also flying around and enjoying the scenery in the plane as well. Because this map is pretty big for PS2 times. So yeah, just driving around and exploring I used to do. I wouldn't really make a plot line about being a trucker or something. I guess I would like roleplay, like delivering stuff in places and things like that. But yeah, not anything like I can think of directly. But yes, I have definitely done those before. I guess everyone has, right? Okay, next question. What is your favourite PS1 game that you consider underrated? Well, like I've said a few times, there's this little underrated gem called Final Fantasy VII that nobody's heard of. No, PS1 games, underrated. Croc was pretty good. I'm not sure if everyone's heard of Croc. The Die Hard trilogy is pretty good. The Colin McRae rally games on PS1 are also pretty good, but those are all fairly well known. I don't know. That's like hard because I was just a kid and I just got whatever my dad got or whatever. Oh hey, thanks. Whatever. Hey, another Twitch notification. Sorry about those. I'll try to remove those for the next video, or at least mute them off the stream I record with. Didn't think about that, but yeah. Crash Bandicoot. That's obviously super popular. I don't know, there's probably loads of hidden gem PS1 games that I haven't played. I mean, the original Rayman is also pretty good on PS1, but that's also pretty popular. Yeah, I don't have... Oh, Digimon World for PS1. That's a really... I don't know if that's underrated or not heard of, but yeah, I really enjoyed the original Digimon, and the some of the sequels were good as well. I didn't really play the sequels, so just my friends had them, so I knew of them vaguely, and I know they're good. But yeah, I played the original Digimon World, and I never beat that game. It was just so damn hard as a kid. That was a really good game. Even if you don't like Digimon, it has like nothing to do with the anime Digimon, or cartoon, or whatever it is. It was just a really good RPG. It was like loosely based on Digimon, I guess. And then next question is kind of similar. What is your favorite PS2 game that you consider underrated? So, Whiplash, I think that's called. Is it Whiplash I'm thinking of? Let's have a look. Whiplash PS2. Yeah, Whiplash. Where it's like about a fox and a bunny rabbit escaping from an animal science lab thing. That's a really fun game that not a lot of people have heard of, and wasn't too well reviewed, but I thought it was good. That's like on Metacritic, which is a terrible thing that you should never use. It's reviewed like a 66, so it's like, eh. Yeah, it wasn't that well reviewed, but I liked it. I enjoyed it. I thought it was really hilarious. The gameplay gets really repetitive though, but the humor is really good. Wait, hang on. Before the game was released in the United Kingdom, the Royal Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals, or RSPCA, the Research Defence Society, the chairman of the British House of Commons, and the Police Federation of England and Wales were deeply shocked at the levels of cartoonish cruelty in animal product testing, despite the whole premise of the game as being against this. They thought it condoned violence and made a joke of animal suffering. However, Eidos claimed that it would raise positive awareness among children of this issue. It did raise positive awareness of this issue with me. And I thought it was hilarious. Like, not the animal cruelty, but, you know, the game is just really funny. Yeah, if you haven't heard of it, just look up, like, gameplay videos of it or something. It's like, I'm not going to explain it to you, so I can't really explain it. So that was a good game, but yeah, it's hard to play now because it's really repetitive and doesn't really stand up to modern standards that much. But if you can put up with repetitive gameplay, the story is really funny and everything. What other games? War Tanks, I think it's called. It's pretty funny. Not very good game, but it's pretty funny. War Jets is probably less good and less funny, but also okay. Underrated PS2 games. I mean, the Crash Bandicoot games on PS2, a few of them weren't that bad. Like the first one, the Wrath of Cortex, apart from having horrendously long loading times, that game was pretty good. And Twin Sanity, despite being the most rushed game I think I've ever, like, even as a kid, I was really aware of how, like, janky and rushed it must have been. But yeah, that game's really funny and the acapella is really good. It's just such a shame they never finished it. But that game, you still play it and it's still good. Nitro Kart is okay, not that great. But these are like Crash Bandicoot games, most people have heard of these. I'm trying to think of what other ones I've played. There's probably a ton of PS2 games I've played that I can't remember anymore. Final Fantasy X is obviously a great, but that's hardly underrated. Damn, I wish I could remember things. No, I can't think of anything else. PS2. I wish I like kept a list of all the games I'd ever played. This would have been a lot easier. Can I like remember things as well? Remember good things. Yeah, I don't know. I wish I could answer that question. I probably have played examples of these, but I don't remember them anymore. And as I said, I've kind of sold all those games many, many years ago. So it makes me kind of sad, but yeah, I'm sure there's loads of things. Okay, next question. Would you make any changes to GTA SA's storyline, or would you keep it as is? Storyline, I guess. Like, the ending of the game is kind of abrupt and weird. I think I've talked about this before, how, like, the final few missions of the game are completely fucked because they, like, had to change it at the last minute, I guess. And, like, the missions at the end aren't what they're supposed to be. Because, like, why is it taking over gang territories just finds where smoke is? It doesn't really make much sense. But there used to be, like, extra mission or two. And, like, Big Bear used to actually have a character, like, you know, a story and stuff. It's kind of a shame. So that's, like, not really a storyline change. That's more of just a finish the damn game as it was supposed to be kind of change. That's a storyline change? I don't know. I don't really care about the storyline of GTA games that much. Well, not this one anyway. I think it's okay, but again, I'm not too much of a story person. Maybe if I had, like, recently played through the story, like the cutscenes and stuff, I could probably say a few things, but again, despite how much I play this game, I don't actually remember it very well. Anyway, here I got stuck in a pole with the police ranger. You know, I eventually kitted out. But yeah, I should say that the reason I'm not using the invincible police ranger that I have for this is that, one, I'm not taking that much damage anyway. 2, passing levels of Vigilante increases the health of the vehicle, so you could sort of get away with not having an invincible one. And 3, I don't want to lose the invincible police ranger, because if I find a really rare car and want to store it, then it becomes an issue, like, getting both of the vehicles back. So yeah, just using any random police car I can find. Hey, there we go, got it out. Okay, right, back to ignoring the gameplay completely and answering random questions. What is your favourite game that you like to explore that isn't GTA SA? Note, exploration doesn't have to be a mechanic or an element of the game. Explore. The first thing that comes to mind is Pokemon Red. Like, I used to just love walking around in the Pokemon games and exploring. But I don't really do that much anymore. My gameplay style has changed so much since I started speedrunning. Like, for the worse. I find that I enjoy games less now. It's like, it's two things for me. It's like going to university and, like, being a game dev and stuff like that changes how I look at games. They're less like mystical, magical things to me and more like, you know, numbers and shit. And also speedrunning kind of ruined it as well, because now I always naturally try to do things as optimally as possible and not as fun as possible, which is a really big change, because I used to just play games for fun and I was really good at just having as much fun as possible, but now I'm not. It's a big problem. What encourages me though is that I've heard other retired speedrunner people got over that mentality of trying to do things as optimally as possible and went back to just having as much fun as possible. So I have hope that one day I'll be able to do that again, but yeah, I'm not sure if I will, because I like optimability and stuff like that. What was the original question again? Yeah, so yeah, what is your favourite game that you like to explore? So I haven't done that in a really long time. I haven't just explored things. I mean, I explore things for like glitches and stuff, for like speedrun viability. But yeah, I also just haven't played a new game in a long time. I guess the most recent game I played that I, quote, explored a bit would have been Witcher 3. That game, I tried really hard to switch off of the whole speedrunner mentality thing, like doing everything as optimal as possible. I didn't stream it, and I just played it for like a week and a half straight, I think it was. Yeah, and I tried really hard then, and I really, really enjoyed that, but I don't know if it was just The Witcher 3 being a fucking amazing game, or also because I just switched off of the internet for like a week and a half to play it. It might be both. But yeah, even then I did things optimal. Like, I got the best ending in Witcher 3, and I didn't even mean to. But I was sort of like subconsciously trying to pick the best options and stuff like that. And yeah, I didn't even know there was a best ending to that game. I just did it by accident. But yeah, I guess the Pokemon games would be an example of that. And other GTAs. Just like, I think when GTA 5 came out and I streamed it, I think I explored around a bit when it came out on PC, I should say. I never played it on the consoles. But yeah, I guess I did that, and I guess I will try to do that if Red Dead Redemption 2 comes out on PC. But I'm really not hopeful, like, because it's a Rockstar game and a game I've done speedruns of, the prequels of. I'm gonna get told about it. Like GTA 5, I knew about the story and the basic gameplay and the map and everything, because I can only play these games, or only want to play these games, on PC. And Rockstar does this really bullshit thing where they release on consoles first, and then PC is like always the last thing they release on. So yeah, I always get completely spoiled of like everything about the game before it comes out, which is a shame. And I try really hard to avoid it before, but now it's going to be even worse now that I'm like, you know, a streamer of these games and stuff. So yeah, it's impossible. So unfortunately, as part of this, I can't really enjoy new Rockstar games like that anymore. But there's other things I can play casually and stream and stuff. But yeah, I guess when Red Dead Redemption 2 comes out on PC, if it does, I will attempt to play it casually and explore that, because the original Red Dead Redemption was really good for that. That was a really long-winded answer to that question. I would also like to explore things glitch-wise, like exploring Pokemon Red, even doing the Safari glitch, and exploring there was fun as well. But yeah, anyway. Next question. If you were to develop your own game, brackets, ignore all notions of logic, time, resources, ability, money, etc., what would it be? I have a few things. So, I guess the biggest dream, impossibility, never going to happen game would be San Andreas Stories, the prequel that they would never released for this game. So yeah, for those who don't know, there's Liberty City Stories, which is a prequel to GTA 3, and there's Vice City Stories, which is a prequel to Vice City. Well, I have lots of ideas for what San Andreas Stories, the prequel to San Andreas, would be. I have this big notepad of like random things that come to mind that I write down and stuff, but I would love to make that. Probably is like not a standalone game. I mean, I guess if we're thinking biggest dream, it would be a standalone Rockstar game, but it would probably actually be better if it was just a mod for this game. Just a big old like complete redo mod sort of thing. Changes the map, changes the, you know, camp story is completely different, and the weapons and the cars and stuff. That would be amazing. But yes, that's probably never going to happen. Maybe one day, if I get good enough at programming and I've actually like released games and stuff and I know what I'm doing, and I have a big enough audience that like San Andreas, and I have somehow also at the same time have a lot of spare time, then maybe I could do like a Patreon / Kickstarter-y thing for like, you know, a San Andreas mod, San Andreas Stories, and like, you know, assemble a team of people and stuff like that. That'd be amazing. Maybe if I ever want to retire, I would just do that. I would launch a Kickstarter, say, hey, I'm going to retire from playing San Andreas now, but I'm going to develop this game, or mod instead. Please don't sue me, Rockstar. And yeah, I don't know how well that would go. But yeah, that would be really interesting. I have lots of other smaller scale things that I would like to do, but yeah, anyway, let's not talk about this too long. But yeah, there's lots of games I would like to make. Yeah, there you go. That was the answer. What is your favourite thing about the internet that doesn't relate to what you do, i.e. streaming, speedrunning, true 100%, etc.? So you mean like not video gaming content and stuff like that? Or like anything to do with me? What do you mean? Let me read that again. What's your favourite thing about the internet that doesn't relate to what you do, i.e. streaming, speedrunning? So okay, so not speedrunning, not streaming, not YouTube, I guess. Not true 100%. So not San Andreas. I mean, I feel like I always talk about this in on videos here, but like documentary people, like, you know, sciencey, learny people, YouTube channels are good, but even that's like YouTubers. Like Captain Disillusion's really good, sort of stuff like that. But this is even YouTube. What non-YouTubey things do I do on the internet that aren't games? Shit, I don't know. I don't think there is, actually. Oh, Shut Up and Sit Down is pretty good. They do, like, they're the super popular board game reviewy place. Apparently they're making a documentary about Twilight Imperium 4th edition. Huh, that sounds cool. I'd watch that. Oh, okay, so it's being released October. Fucking hell, that's a long way away. Already August, September, October, yeah, jeez. Okay, well, never mind, I'm going to forget about that until then. But yeah, so I guess that. Game development things like Game of Sutra, but even that's like games. I don't know. I guess there isn't really a thing that I do. That's hard. It's like, how does it not associate to me? Why else would I be doing it, right? Well, not me personally, but yeah, things I'm interested in. It's kind of hard. Okay, they've got 2 more questions. What is your most despised movie/TV show genre and why? I don't know enough about movies or television to answer that. I don't really. I mean, I guess I hate soaps. Like, if you don't know what soaps are, it's kind of hard to explain. It's probably a British term or British thing. But I hate soaps and how, like, they encourage both gossip between everyone and, like, you know, behaving as if your life is a drama sort of thing. That's a very common mentality in the UK. Or at least England. I've noticed in, like, you know, regular people, like, it's really annoying. I guess that's my answer. Yeah, I don't have much else to add to that. I don't really not like genres of films, I don't think. Like, I guess I could tell a sort of funny story about how I fell asleep watching... Oh yeah, okay, so if anyone who's on my live stream, in addition to the whole going to Leeds, going to the north of England because Emma and another girl thing, to add on to that, one day we went to the cinema and we watched like an Alvin and the Chipmunks movie, and it was so horrible that I actually forced myself to fall asleep during it to get through it, and like I went to sleep during that film. There's another add-on to that story, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, don't worry, I'm not repeating myself. It's such a long story. But yeah, that's yeah, there you go. So Alvin and the Chipmunks movie I fell asleep during. And the next question is a sort of follow-up. What's your most despised video game genre? And why? Video game genre that I don't like. Jeez, that's actually hard. Have a look. I'm on Steam. Can I sort by genres? Action, adventure, casual, indie, massively multiplayer, racing, RPG, simulation, sports, strategy, and something that useful. Huh? Platformers? I mean, I don't hate them. I appreciate them and I play them. I'm not very good at them. Sorry, Emma's talking to me in the background, suggesting things. I guess, like, mobile gacha games that are just, like, you know, there to take your money. I hate those. And I avoid mobile gaming quite a lot. Can't think of anything else. I don't really hate any genre of game. I even like walking sims and things like that. Yeah, I don't think there is sort of genre I hate. So yeah, there you go. Thanks for your questions, Raging Dragar. Still can't say your name. Yeah. Moving on, hopefully the final block of questions as we are approaching the end of this video at last. I've been doing this for a long time now. Okay. Adam.netudmeg with a load of funky lines over letters that confused me, so I probably didn't pronounce that anywhere near correct. They say just a few not so basic questions. First question: what was your dream job as a kid? I don't think I had one. I mean, I guess game developer, but I didn't really want to do that as a kid. I just only wanted to do that once I was leaving school and I had to think about it. Yeah, I don't know actually. I don't know. That's hard to answer. I guess I don't really have one. I didn't really think about jobs and stuff until I was leaving school. So yeah. Are you happy with your current job? I mean, if you say current job as like streamer slash speedrunner slash YouTube person, yes. I mean, I guess everyone would like, well, not everyone, but a lot of people would like to be that, and it's like it takes a lot of luck to get it, and stuff like that. And yeah, I'm happy with this. I'm annoyed that I'm forced to play SA forever, but it could be worse. And I don't get zero viewership for other things. It's just I need to try hard to make it good for everyone, I guess. But yeah, I'm fine with this. If you're talking about my other job of like working in a pharmacy, it's not the worst. I mean, the actual job itself is bad, but the people there are mostly good, mostly nice. But yeah, I wouldn't say I'm happy with it. I don't want to do it forever, sort of thing. But yeah, I guess. Would you give up streaming for a more time-consuming job? No. I don't know why I would, like, give up this. Like, I really don't try that hard at streaming. Like, I only really stream whenever I want to. There's lots of other streamers and stuff that stick to, like, a full-time schedule sort of thing, and they, like, you know, make sure they stream every day and, like, have a, you know, streaming schedule, and they plan out what they're going to do and stuff. And that's probably why a lot of people make a lot more money than I do. But yeah, I don't do that. I treat this very, very casually, and I probably really shouldn't. If I treated this more like a job and actually... It's not to say like I don't work or try hard. And like, I do. Like this is... I've been doing this for hours now, this fucking video. And this whole YouTube series takes a lot of hours, but it's not like, you know, intense labour, is it? At the end of the day, I am playing a video game, and while I don't want to, like, you know, say it doesn't take some effort, or like, oh, it's really easy, you know, just lazy prick who just plays video games for a living. It's not quite like that, but at the end of the day, it's basically just office work, right? Like, I'm just using a computer. That's my job. I press buttons on... If you bring it down to, like, the raw, like, mechanical movements, I'm using my brain to think about things, and I'm pressing buttons on a keyboard and moving a mouse around, so... It's basically just an office job, but I'm like my own boss, and I have to make up what I do, what buttons I press, I guess. So yeah, if it was like a physical job, then yeah, it would be a lot harder. But yeah, no, I wouldn't give up this for a more time-consuming. Unless it was like game development, then maybe. But I wouldn't ever want to give up streaming, making YouTube videos. I like just being creative in all respects. And this is a way of being creative. While I don't care about cinematography and, you know, editing videos I hate and stuff like that, it's still a creative form of expression or whatever, right? Or whatever bullshit I say. I just like making things, and videos are a thing that I can make, so I would always want to do it. But same with like video games, and I like to make those, and I've written like some brief story sort of things before, even though I hate stories and writing. Yeah, recently me and Emma actually modded or like added more to a board game we've been playing called Flashpoint Fire Rescue. We made like a load of custom cards, and at the start of the game we shuffle the deck of cards and we pick one, and it like augments the entire game of how we play and stuff. We made those, and I like, you know, I designed them in GIMP, got like the right... We just like printed them out on paper and like sellotaped them to a few magic cards I have lying around. We used those. But yeah, I mean, I had to like be creative in GIMP, and I tried to get the right font and stuff that the manuals use and whatnot. It looks like crap because our printer's shit, but it was fun to make. Yeah, I just like being creative, just in general. So, I don't know how I got onto this, but yeah, I wouldn't... I'm going to make the question, would you give up being creative for a more time-consuming job? And the answer is no. I like being creative too much. Okay, next question. How did you become so popular in the last few months? Brackets, I don't even remember how I bumped into your videos. So, you're talking about my YouTube popularity. Now, my YouTube popularity didn't used to be that big, and I didn't used to care about my YouTube channel that much. But it was fairly large. I'd get like thousands of views every video. Every San Andreas or GTA video. But then, like... Then a weird thing happened, and YouTube suddenly started promoting all of my videos a lot in like the recommended for you thing, and like glitching to Liberty City exploded for some reason, and then like some other videos exploded. Like, let's go to my most viewed videos right now and have a look. So this may take some time. So videos most viewed. So the most viewed video is going to be glitching to Liberty City, but is with 689,000 views. That's ridiculous. And then there's That's How Physics Works, right? Which is like just behind it by 100,000. And This Is Why I Don't Run Ads on Twitch is another 100,000. All those videos exploded fairly recently, like within the past year. And I talked about it a bit on my YouTube videos and on my stream and stuff, and it's weird. YouTube just suddenly changed something about the algorithm or whatever, and then suddenly started promoting my stuff a crap ton. And yeah, those few videos, which are honestly pretty crappy videos, random crappy old videos from my channel that just random stream highlights from when I was dicking around on streams. That's what represents my channel for some reason. And then after that, I thought it would be a good time to start doing that Let's Play series thing I'd always talked about, and it satisfies the whole, like, all the people that ask me for play San Andreas and stuff, and yeah, this is a better way for me to play San Andreas without getting burnt out, rather than just speedrunning it all the time. But yeah, otherwise, my Twitch popularity has been relatively the same for a very long time. Like, my channel doesn't grow or whatever. I'm not really worried about it. If I wanted to grow my channel, I would just speedrun San Andreas for like a month or whatever. But yeah, it's been relatively the same since like the first time I did San Andreas. Like, the very first San Andreas speedrun I did, I had 50 viewers, and I thought that was insane. And then the next speedrun I did, I had like 5,000 at the end, and I was like, oh. And then yeah, it's been like, then it went down to like 1,000 for every stream. But it's been like 1,000 if I do San Andreas ever since then. So yeah, hasn't really moved. And yeah, you don't even remember how you bumped into my videos. Yeah, it must have been just random recommended things. It's weird. Okay, why do you stream on Twitch and not on YouTube? Okay, so yeah, you're obviously just a YouTube person who's looking at my channel. It's like, why do you stream on Twitch instead of YouTube? And it's like, well, for me, Twitch came first, right? Like, all of my older YouTube videos are just dumps of Twitch videos that I just also put on YouTube because why not? Yeah, so I consider myself much more a Twitch streamer than I do like a YouTube person. And I also have like a contract and stuff with Twitch, being like a partner and stuff. So if I was going to stream on YouTube, I also wouldn't be able to stream on Twitch at the same time, and that's just pointless. I have such like a Twitch brand of streaming, not brand, but like, you know, people follow me on Twitch more than they follow me on YouTube, so it'd be pointless. But yeah, people follow me on Twitch for live streams and on YouTube for videos, and they're two different things, and you can follow me separately on both. It'd probably be better for me if I just did everything on one, but yeah, it's just how it worked out and how it is. So yeah, that's why I stream on Twitch, because I always have streamed on Twitch, and YouTube hasn't had streaming for a very long time. It's only just came out recently, so yeah. Okay, when did you have the most viewers on a live stream? How many and what were you streaming? Okay, well, yeah, I had 5,000 viewers for San Andreas, and it was the second full run of it I ever streamed. And I don't think I've ever had more viewers than that. Also, if I just whacked the microphone, sorry, I hit my steering wheel. But yeah, I don't think I've ever had more than 5,500 viewers. Yeah, so that, I guess I sort of answered that as well. What is the most secret place in SA that you think lots of people don't know about? Brackets, for example, it blew my mind when I accidentally found a cave near Sherman Dam or the car park under SF Airport. close bracket. I don't know any of those places. I don't know, like, little secret hidden things. I know, like, some glitch things that people don't know about. Like, obviously, getting to Liberty City with glitches is a pretty secret thing, I guess, that people don't know about. But that's not the sort of secret you're talking about. You're talking about just hidden, casual map things, right? And those I don't really know. But yeah, glitchy things like, you know, the interior world and Liberty City and falling out of the map and going out of bounds and stuff like that. All that sort of cool stuff I know about. I'm more of that sort of person than a, you know, hey, there's like a cave here with a, you know, something in it or whatever. I don't really know that many places. I should do. You'd think I would, but I only really know if I had like a hot map of all the places I've been to in San Andreas, not including plains. It would just be the free cities and the bits of the Badlands and Red County that you need to do for Catalina and the truth in that bit of the campaign. And that's it. They're really... Like, I can't just, like, explore the map now, or guess. I guess I could, but I wouldn't enjoy it and I wouldn't want to. So, yeah, maybe we will in one of the episodes. I'll, like, explore every square meter of the map or something, but... That's not a master save thing. That's definitely a once I've unlocked the map sort of thing. Okay. Next question. Second to last. Do you like to travel? ? No. But I like to arrive at places, I guess. I don't know. I wouldn't mind travelling around to see places, but not in like a traditional holiday, oh, I'm going to go lay in the sun and go to theme parks and stuff kind of sense. I would love to just go visit friends, and we should probably do that. We've had several times a few friends come to my place to just visit us and like chill out in our city in London or whatever. I would like to do that sort of thing with friends, but... God. I still have this cough from ESA, it's ridiculous. Yeah, there's travel for you. But yeah, I don't really, like, wouldn't really enjoy normal travel. Like, if I was gonna, like I was talking about earlier, if I was gonna take a caravan or a camp somewhere, it doesn't really matter where, as long as it's just in the middle of nowhere. It wouldn't really matter too much. Alright, I need to do a bit of commentary here. So this is bits I recorded offline and not on a live stream. Yeah, everything you watched up to this point, when apart from when I loaded the save, was all live streamed. But yeah, this here wasn't. So I was trying to get the hot knife, but I couldn't do it. It turns out the hot knife actually protects the driver really well, so I couldn't catch it. So instead, annoyingly there's a bike there that I can't take. But yeah, instead I had to like, I'm gonna have to like just chase it down and do this. So yeah, it's a really fast vehicle as well, but it's really unique and cool, so I'm glad I caught it. But yeah. Here it is. It's going through this tunnel, and as you can see it's smoking as well, so it's like taking a lot of damage, and I'm really worried about it taking more damage like this, but I have no other way of catching it. So yeah, I finally managed to catch it sort of here, and I just get in it, and there we go. I've driven a hot knife, and I've been in it. And then I crashed into that bike and it catches fire. I would have liked to have stored it, but never mind. There you go, hot knife driven. I hope that counts for all the people that are like, oh, you didn't really drive it though, did you? I mean, I guess I shouldn't use the word driven. I should say I got in it. I have entered the vehicle, right? So, yeah. I have entered a hot knife. Okay. Yeah, so these few final clips are just me cleaning up the few vehicles that I didn't get during the live stream. The live stream lasted for an hour and 45 minutes, roughly. And I, like, the recordings of it did, anyway. And I got most of the vehicles on that list I read. I just didn't get the Hot Knife, the Phoenix, and the Banshee. So, yeah, there's like 3 clips here, and each clip is me getting one of those vehicles. Okay. Next question, I guess. We're approaching the end, so this is my last question. I'll just commentate from here on out. So, the last question is, where is the farthest place you have been to? So I live in the UK, so I guess the furthest place... Sweden is pretty far. So yeah, Sweden I've been to a few times. Let's look at Sweden. Let's look on a map. Actually, that's actually not that far. It's more like northeast a bit. So Sweden isn't that far. I've been to Spain. Where's the Canary Islands? I've been to Gran Canaria. Oh wow, Gran Canaria is like... Jesus, Gran Canaria is really far. That's like to the left of Africa. Wow, I had no idea. Huh. Okay. Is that Gran Canaria? It says Gran Canaria. Yeah, it must be. So yeah, the Canary Islands, I've been there, but I had no idea that was there. I've never actually looked at it on a map before. Jesus. Okay. So I guess that's the furthest I've been. I haven't been anywhere else. No. These are all like when I was a kid as well, when I travelled with my mum and dad and my brother and my rest of my family, but we haven't travelled much since then. So yeah, that's the furthest place I've been to. There we go. Gran Canaria was cool. We went a couple times, and there was just like one shopping centre place and one restaurant in there. There was like one waiter that recognised me and my family the second time. And he like remembered my granddad, who like tells really stupid jokes and shit and is really talkative with people. So yeah, that was a cool experience. It was like a year or two apart as well. So yeah, that guy was a really cool waiter. If you're listening, that guy, I don't know who your name is. You probably don't know who I am, and I probably don't know what restaurant it was called. It's probably an Italian restaurant. Because that was all I would eat, probably. But yeah, good job. I still remember you. Okay, yeah, and that's that. That was all the questions I'm answering for this episode. We got just under 10 minutes left, or more like exactly 10 minutes left, I guess. So there's not much point grabbing some other questions. But I can just clarify a few things. So yeah, a few people asked why I didn't get like a different plane. So there's like the Beagle and like another plane I can't remember the name of right now. The other plane you can't get at the start of the game, to my knowledge. It doesn't fit in any of the garages, so you can't unlock the doors of it. And if someone asked if I was gonna how am I gonna get the SWAT van at the start of the game, and I'm not. Just one of those vehicles you can't drive in the Master Save, along with a few others. Oh yeah, so here you can see me watching a replay of a Banshee. So I had a lot of trouble getting this Banshee to spawn, and I mean a lot of trouble. You'd think I could find a Banshee pretty simply, but I couldn't. So in the end I resorted to going on a different save to set Banshee spawn, getting in the Banshee and driving it around and recording a replay of it like this. So if anyone watched my live streams of me trying to get the Rustler for the last episode, you'll know that I did the similar thing with a tow truck. But basically what I'm doing is I'm watching a replay, which is like an inbuilt game PC only feature of this game. I'm watching a replay of me driving a vehicle, and that then loads the vehicle into the game. And that makes it way more likely to spawn on the road. So yeah, I went, found a Banshee, got in it, drove it around for a bit, recorded a replay, and yeah, that's what I keep doing here. I keep like loading the saved replay of me driving a Banshee. And this is to try to convince the Banshee to spawn. But yeah, I was having a lot of trouble trying to find a Banshee. A Banshee and the Phoenix. Like, after the Hot Knife, these two clips, I think, took 2 days after the Hot Knife, or maybe just the Phoenix took 2 days. The Phoenix was really reluctant to spawn as well, but yeah, obviously I managed to get both of them. I got the Phoenix this morning, and then immediately started editing and commenting this video. So yeah, that was many hours ago now. But that's what I did. The first thing I woke up this morning was got up and just drove around trying to find a Phoenix. But yeah, so yeah, here this is the clip of me getting the Banshee. So I'm just driving around, keep loading the Banshee replay. I'm also looking for a Phoenix at the same time. But eventually, there, I spot a Banshee and just run into it. So here we are. I have driven a Banshee. Hooray! Or almost. I'm about to get in it. There you go. I have now driven a Banshee. Hooray! So yeah, finally got that using the replay of using. And funnily enough, that actually despawned the police car I was using. That little tiny drive despawned the police car. So yeah, I have to go make a save and get another police car, but that's fine. I wanted to save me getting the Banshee. And I also, here, I switched to a Banshee that has a stripe, because a striped Banshee is way cooler. Okay, there we are. Striped Banshee, perfect. Okay, and now I'm just going to go make a save, and yeah, continue on. So while I'm doing that, there's a few things I can talk about. So next episode, currently in my notes for the next episode, my notes are literally episode 31, boats, and then my note is yay. So I was planning on finishing up the whole collecting every vehicle thing in the next episode by driving every boat that you can drive at the start of the game, which is probably all of them. That sounds really fucking boring, and I have tried to come up with a way of making it exciting. Like, I could maybe, without giving away too many things, I could, like, skydive next to... oh yeah, I was thinking of storing the Banshee, but then I decided against it, so then just save. But yeah, I was thinking about skydiving next to the boats and getting in them, like landing right next to them in the water and being unharmed. There's like one thing I could do, but I can't just repeat that like for every single boat. Yeah, just driving the boats around doesn't sound that interesting either. I don't know. And it's been like 3 episodes of me just collecting vehicles now, so I'm not sure if you guys are sick of me collecting vehicles or not. So I hate doing this, because a common YouTuber strategy is to encourage people to write comments in the comment section, because that increases viewer engagement, which increases the search rankings for your videos. But I swear I'm not just doing this to make you write comments to make my videos more popular, to help like make me more money or whatever. I'm legitimately asking, do you guys want me to do boats in the next episode? And if you do you have any cool ideas of what I could do to make it interesting? And if you don't want me to do boats in the next episode, then I guess I could do something else. I have lots of other goals I need to do before the end of the master save, obviously. Oops. I can actually delete this note that says get rare cars, because I did that. Perfect. So yeah, I've got a few things I could do. There's also that. I'm just adding to my notes live. Well, not live per se, but recording it. But yeah, so yeah, let me know if you want me to get boats in the next episode, or if you're sick of me just collecting vehicles and want me to do something else. I will probably still do boats, unless everyone really hates it. Oh, by the way, here's a phoenix at last. It's not that significant to you, but it's significant to me finding a phoenix. But yeah, there you go. So yeah, do you guys want me to do boats? And if so, do you... See how excited I am. If so, do you have any good ideas for it? There you go. Okay. I'm... With that, kind of out of things to talk about. Talked about the next episode at the end of the episode, so that's good. I need to try to do that more. I always forget to like talk about the next episode and stuff. Yeah, so I guess I'll just explain what I'm doing. I'm going to go pay and spray the Phoenix to both get rid of the wanted star and get rid of the horrible paint job. And then I'm going to go store it with where I stored the Euros. I didn't even talk about the Euros at all, that's kind of unfortunate. But yeah, store it with the Euros in the mansion safe house thing. But yeah, the Euros, I guess I can talk about that a bit. The Euros is a really, really, really rare car. And I don't think I've ever seen it before in-game. Maybe I've seen it in like MTA and stuff, but I don't think in all of my playing of this game and speedrunning and stuff, I don't think I've ever seen that car before. It's ridiculous. So yeah, the Euros is really rare, and while I was doing this I found like 7 of them, which is really funny. Not all of them made it into this video, but yeah, I found a lot of Euros for some reason. So yeah. The Euros is the 2-door sports car with like a sunroof or something, and like rounded window headlights and stuff. Yeah, people were pretty hyped when I found it when I was streaming. It was like really cool. But yeah, I'm just gonna go store the Phoenix in that safe house. At some point, I'll find a Packer and I'll drive the vehicles onto the roof, so I have more room in that garage. But yeah, I'm like really limited on garage space now. I might have to start just removing bullshit vehicles that I was keeping for no reason. Well, I guess the Phoenix is one of those vehicles as well, but yeah, I'll have to start removing them. Also, this is a little cool area. I never drove up that little road before. It's a nice little medieval looking house. But yeah, I guess I'm done. That was a bit of a marathon for me, and I did this all in one go, sort of, with little bits of breaks. But yeah, thanks a lot for watching. Thanks for putting up with my random mumblings to random YouTube internet questions. I hope people actually like these episodes. I don't know, I'll have to check like the viewership on them, but yeah, I hope people like them. I like doing this whole tradition thing of, like, you know, every 10th episode just doing this sort of thing. It's good because it lets me do like really pointless, boring stuff that I couldn't make interesting in any other way. Like this, for example, just driving around looking for cars would be really boring to talk about for 2 hours. But just ignoring it on answering random questions works. So yeah. Yeah, thanks for watching. Let me know if you want me to do boats or not. Please don't say, yes, you want me to do boats, just because you're having that mentality of, oh, I'm losing something if I say no. Like, there will still be an episode planned, and I still will do boats. It's just, do you want me to do it next episode, and do you have any cool ideas for it, okay? And yeah, here's Phoenix stuck inside the Euros. I am fine with this. I will fix this another day. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode, whatever it may be. Bye!